Greetings, it's Susie Q here. What's showing up in your field, lighting you up, turning you on, and illuminating the goodness in your field. How amazing can it be, and how amazing the miracles that are showing up in your life right now. So, today we're going to talk a little bit about the QHHT. We're going to talk about the Akashic Records. We're going to work with the subconscious, clearing energies, working with the subconscious, and we're also going to be doing a little bit with long haulers, COVID long haulers, kind of some stuff that's going on with some folks, right? Okay, so to get going right now, so super fun. I'm excited to share at this level. It's super fun. Again, I'm Susie, and I do the QHHT, the Akashic Records, and all kinds of other integrative energies to assist a person to feel lighter, happier, and more joyful, right? And so it's super fun. All right, so with the QHHT, that's Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique. I'm a level 2 practitioner here in sunny Scottsdale. I also have the Holistic Healing Community, and that's a great place for kind of getting engagement with understanding a little bit more of the work that I do. So it's like really, really exciting. So with the QHHT, so the QHHT with the subconscious piece is super powerful, super awesome, and super fun, right? And so I'll give you like a brief review really quickly about the QHHT work. So when a person comes in for a quantum healing hypnosis technique, then we'll give them about maybe 2 to 3 hours to say whatever they want to say, right? So even Dolores Cannon, when she was doing this work, she said if you go further and let them talk more, a little bit more, a little bit more, then that healing is beginning. And so now, before when I first started doing it, I was doing it for like an hour because I'm like, I can't think I can do that long, right? But then it's interesting because we have these opportunities to let that person say whatever they want to say, and sometimes I have to go, okay, I think we're ready for the session. So 2 to 3 hours to say what they want to say is the healing begins from their own benefit of sharing at that level. So it's really awesome. Then we take the person into the day bed. So I've got a little office space. This is my office space right here. And then I've got the day bed right in front of me. And so with that, we'll go into an induction, getting them into a comfortable place, right? And feeling more relaxed and more, just ready for the session. And then we start getting impressions. We start asking them what they see and what they're experiencing. And then we move into the next piece, right? So we have 2 hours with the hypnosis piece. It's super fun. And then we might move into a past life, a present life, concurrent running timeline, or anything else. We work from the planet here. We also work with galactic energies or other star systems or other states of consciousness that aren't here on planet. So we have a lot of opportunities to explore and see if we can find some guidance for the people that come in for the session. Anything that we're getting any impressions of past lives or any other kind of life forms is we want to get guidance for the person today. All right. So we do that for about an hour in the hypnosis piece if there's past lives or anything that's showing up there. And then the second hour would be about the subconscious. Okay, so the subconscious thing is really, 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 really amazing. And so the subconscious piece is that place where we get to assist a person in having a better experience with their beautiful divinity or their sovereign self. And so most of the time when I'm doing this work is I'm actively listening, and then I'm asking the subconscious to possibly go in and clear a few things. And that's really kind of interesting. So when we talk about the subconscious, it's the person that's on the daybed who is in a relaxed, I'll just say they're in a relaxed way, right? Is that they'll speak on behalf of the subconscious as I'm asking questions. Now, the subconscious work is really where there's a lot of guidance and there's a lot of neutrality and there's a lot of clearing, releasing energies, and then activating some new energies in place of some of the old patterning or conditioning that people have in their field of awareness. And I can give you some examples how we work with the subconscious. I have two different examples that are unique and interesting and fun and colorful, right? Okay, so I had a young woman that came in that had migraines since she was the age of 4. She's around 23 or 24 years old now. And she had treatments ever since she was 4 regarding migraines. And so she came in for a session with me. And while we were in the hypnosis session, when she was on the daybed, we were working with the subconscious. Is I would kind of, and whenever I'm with the people on the QHHT, I'm real close to their face. Not like breathing down on them, right? But I'm like super close. I'm constantly watching their face and their body as we're moving through these sessions. And then I noticed that at a couple times that she looked like she was a little bit uncomfortable. So I would say, "Hey, subconscious," or I use the term SC because I'm kind of like, it's kind of, I just go by SC. I said, "SC, is she having a migraine right now?" And the SC said yes. And then I said, "SC, can you clear it?" And then the person on the daybed said yes. So the subconscious, we were asking the subconscious, is she having a migraine? Yes. Can you clear it? The answer was yes. Okay. Now, when the person who is answering it, the SC is actually the person who is in place of that to speak it out into truth. So with that young lady that came in, that we had the opportunity to have maybe six times where I could see that she was a little bit uncomfortable and kind of fixing up, getting ready to have a migraine. And I would just say, "Hey, SC, is she having a migraine?" Yes. SC, can you clear it? Yes. And that's what was happening repeatedly for this young lady who had had chronic forever since she was about 4 years old. So that's when we start looking at the subconscious, the meaning and the purpose of the subconscious, is that let's just say let's say you're in a dream state, and then you're waking up in the morning, you had this amazing dream, and you remember everything, and then maybe you have to go to the restroom, or maybe you need to drink some water or something. You go back to bed and you've lost everything. Okay, you lost the memory of it. You lost the theme. It was like amazing dream, but it's like gone. So this is a little bit how we look at the subconscious is when we are going into these states of awareness with the subconscious, we need to continue to reinforce it for the person. So, with that, with this young lady who had this, she had a recording of it, and it's up to her to continue to listen to the recording to hear that, "Hey, subconscious, am I having a migraine?" Yes. Subconscious, can we clear it now? Yes, it's done. So that's how we work with that subconscious piece, but it must be reinforced because a lot of the programming or some of the vows or contracts or some of the systems and structures, that somebody imposed on us, it might have been great at the time, but now it's, things are shifting and changing. So that reinforcement of the subconscious, bringing in a newer way of optimal wellness, is really going to be a great player in this beautiful field of consciousness. I'll give you another example of subconscious work, okay? So I had a young man that came in, and he had some heart situations going on, some arrhythmia or something like that. Okay, and so then what we did was, we did all kinds of body scans. So I do a lot of bodies. Every person that comes in with QHHT has a full body scan that we work with, and so I knew that this person had had a few heart things that were going on, and so I just said, "So subconscious, let's go ahead and kind of work on the front of the heart, the top of the heart, the bottom of the heart, maybe on the side of the heart." And then I just said, "Okay, so subconscious, let's go to the back side of the heart or the shadow side of the heart." And when I said that, that person went into a spontaneous traumatic death scene. It was like as if he was feeling it, like he was dying. And something I think was stabbing him in that backside of the heart. And so when that happened, it was like that was my first time I've ever had that spontaneous past life death scene. And so the best I could do with him in that session was, "It's already done, it's already gone, it's not even here now. So just relax and, let's just get you to feel a little bit more comfortable." he was wretched. He had, his veins were popping out, and it was really, really traumatic for me to watch. But I knew that this would happen at some day, that a person would go into a traumatic and spontaneous death scene. So it might have been 30 seconds, but it seemed like it was like so long, right? But then when we look at that consciousness. So we know that that person, this man, had he had an effect of the body, which was related to the heart, maybe some arrhythmia, right? And then we also look at now the cause. So sometimes people like kind of want some sort of sense of resolve of what's really happening. And so when we look at the effect, it's obvious, right? You got to obviously there's an effect there. And sometimes if we kind of look at some of the situations from past lives, so this was a past life event for this man, is that sometimes once we understand that there was something really traumatic on the backside of the heart, sometimes all of that stuff just starts kind of receding from the consciousness. Now, as far as I know, I think he's okay with that. So he's moved on from different things. I don't normally get back with people, but I have to say, I get the most beautiful, wonderful reviews. So it's been super duper fun. And I don't really ask for them, but it's nice when people affirm the work that we did and how it has changed them in different ways, especially about understanding the subconscious and also working with their own body scans. All right. So now with the subconscious piece, this is very, very, very powerful. With the Akashic records, I don't do necessarily subconscious work. I go into a different state of awareness with the Akashic records. And so I just had a QHHT session yesterday. I'm going to have a Akashic record on Monday for a person who came in. She wants to have the whole package. She wants to have all of these modalities. So it's pretty interesting. And even with some of these sessions, a lot of times if people come in for a healing journey with the body, is that I can go in and do some light language, also some Reiki, or the light language I think is a real win. There's a lot of breathing practices there and all of this stuff. So it's been super fun. All right. So going back to the subconscious. Okay. So we talked about QHHT, a little bit about Akashic records. We understand that the subconscious is something that needs to be reinforced. One time shot, just like a dream, maybe fades out and then we forget. So, but these recordings are going to be really important for people to listen, even if it's like, ew, I don't really want to listen to it. I just don't want to do it, but you've got to continue to reinforce the new patterns that are showing up in your field right now. You may go back to the old patterns, right? And then there you are. You're like stuck like Chuck again in another situation that's already done. It's already gone. There's nothing else you need to do. Okay, so the next one I'm going to talk about is this idea about the COVID long haulers. Okay, so even with the COVID long haulers, we are able to assist. So I work with a chiropractor, and I am able to assist with people and kind of in observance of folks that have the long haulers. And what that is it's like I think everybody's had COVID on the planet, right? But then sometimes there's some lingering energies there. Now, even with the subconscious piece, we do all kinds of lasers. We do color therapy. We do tuning forks. We do the sound frequencies. We do adjustments to the spine. We do color with the tuning forks. And then we also do what we call some subconscious work through affirmations. And so even with this kind of work that we do, it's about an hour session for a person to come in for us to reset the body. And then again, even with that, with the affirmations and the work that we do, we must continue to reinforce that. Let's just say some things had been cleared, and then we go back maybe for another week and see if some new things have been showing up. So sometimes we can reset the body, and then sometimes we need to do it again and again. So these are really neat things when we're talking about the subconscious work. So even with the long haulers work that we do, is that we want to continue to reinforce it and let that person know that the healing is beginning now, and in reinforcing it, just like the dream or just like the subconscious work with the QHHT. Everything needs to be, you need to continue to kind of come back into the body, have that realization that it's all going to be okay. So it's been a long one today. Anyway, so sending you so much love. And whatever you're working with, if there's anything we can do to help you with the long haulers or any of the subconscious work or the QHHT or Akashic records, I am happy to be part of your healing journey. So have a great day and namaste.